Good morning, welcome along to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. It's a nice Sunday, beautiful sunny day. Well, early morning actually. The sun's about that far up, so that's good. What am I doing today? Lots. I've got lots to do today. First of all, let's have a look at my knob. There we go. Got me boo. Look at me knob now. Look, this is one of those parts that came in that box yesterday. I have given it a good clean up, and it's leather. It's proper leather, none of this pleather stuff. So I've given it a good clean and a scrub with Reniper leather cleaning and leather balsam. Apply with a sponge liberally and rub in. Ding. Good stuff. I've had this stuff about 20 years, and I've used it on everything from leather sofas to my handbag to anything, and it works brilliantly, and it's breathed life into this old leather. It's now nice and supple, and it's beautiful, so that can go on the car first thing. Then I'm going to install these two rear lights. Now, yesterday when you saw me cleaning, trying to get that gunk out of there, it was a bit unsuccessful, wasn't it? So the one thing I can do to try and get that goo out of there is airline, because I've loosened it all. It's literally sort of dusty sort of fragments in there of moss. I might be able to blow it out, but getting to my compressor and my airline is going to be a task and a half this morning. Also, I want to fit the headlights, and I will try and do the buffing and polishing. Where's the other one? There. On the car in situ. You can see that yellowness from this angle. It's bad, isn't it? Okay, I'm not going to bother changing that cracked thing because it hasn't gone through. It's not a hole, it's just a crack. I can live with that. My OCD will have to take a back seat. Yeah, so here's all the bits from yesterday that you saw, and the cylinder head. I can't wait to get that done up. What I'm going to do is whip off the turbo. It is a precise thing to recondition a turbo. You need tools that I just don't have, and it's a specialist thing, isn't it? So that's going to get sent off. I'm going to get a recondition unit sent back to me. So that's what I'm going to do for that. So that'll be on the shelf for future use. And that's that head and the camshaft and valve assembly. I will do that myself. That's something I can do. Caroline's been shopping. Look what she bought me. Look. Ooh, windshield shield. Shame it's winter now. But there we go. That will keep the sun off the dash. Oh, and the new proper sized auxiliary belt has turned up, so that can go on as well. That's a fairly easy fix. I think it's a 15mm socket, isn't it, on that tensioner to wind it back, and there's a little hole in it. You can put like an Allen key or something through an old drill bit through to lock it tensioned back, so you can just slip the belt off, put the new one on, and then untension it and let the tensioner rest against the belt once again and put the tension on it. So that's good. Plenty to do. So much to do. I need to get the dash clocks out of the car, and I need to do something to get the new alloy bezel cover in there and installed. That's that to do. I'm also going to take off the driver's side rear door card and have a look and see if one of those window motors in there is the right side for that door, because the locking mechanism, which doesn't work on the fob, you just can't. You have to manually lock it behind that little grommet you take out, and there's a little red piece, and then you put your key in it and you lock it. I'm getting fed up with doing that, so I'm hoping that the wiper motor isn't just the wiper, not the window motor isn't just the window motor. It's also the controller for the lock mechanism. I'm hoping if I plug that into the new one, I will have a locking rear door, which will be great. So that's another thing. I looked up some of the prices of these parts, like the cylinder head. You know, a decent reconditioned cylinder head for our cars, for the TDI. You know, they're about sort of 350, 450 money, the Webasto preheating system, which comes on below 6 degrees when you turn your car on in the morning if it's really cold. They come on and they heat the water up quicker, and therefore the engine quicker, and therefore the interior quicker, and defrosts your window quicker, all that kind of stuff. They're, you know, they're a decent working one is a couple £100. The radiator fan cowl with fan motor controller, etc., that piece, the black piece, you know, they're like 150 odd quid. So I think the pittance that I paid for this box of bits, it's paid for itself time and time again, hasn't it? And I've got plenty of spares now for bits and bobs that can possibly go wrong. Right, Easy, get your brew down your face, stop waffling, and get your spanners out, if I can get in there to get them, and crack on. Right, catch you in a little bit. Right, let's do the tail light first. That's probably the easiest job. Got my little helper, haven't we? You can help me do this, Win. You're not even paying attention, are you? Right, first of all, we do this. Okay, well, put that over there, shall we? What's that in there? Is that a mouse? No, where is it? Yeah, you check that out first, son. Is that safe? Go and sit down then. Come on. Then we basically just got to unplug the electromix there, and then we've got 3 M8 nuts. 1, 2, 3, and then this should slide out. Now this is a genuine Audi one, and I'm looking at the other one and it looks very, very new, but it hasn't got the Audi stamp on it, so I don't know if it's an aftermarket one. Did they do an aftermarket one? I need to check all of this. It might have the Audi logo on the other one, not seen yet. You're going to sit down there? Yeah, he's going to sit down. He's going to sit down and help Daddy. Right, so let's get my spanner. 8mm socket. Let's get in there and get that open. That's one. Get some light on the subject, shall we? 2. Let's loosen that one off. And finally, 3. By the fuel flap actuator there, which now works beautifully because the front door lock is fixed. That's still working fine, you know, my bodge on that front door with a little bit of cable in there. If you've not seen that video yet, go and have a look at it. It's a little bit ingenious. I do have a replacement switch coming from the land of the rising sun, or its neighbour, but it's been about a month now. And my switch is still working, my fix is still working, so that's how it's going to stay. Okay, that's one. It's always good practice when you're in there, somewhere where it's tricky and you haven't got a camera in your hand, phone it, you're not filming stuff. You use your other hand with a long magnet so you can catch things from dropping down into the depths of everywhere. Hey, do you want to get out? Do you want to get out? Or are you going to stay there? Looks like you wanted to get out there. You look worried to death, mate. What's the matter? What's the matter? Oh. Do you want to go indoors? Go on then. Go on then. Good lad. I thought you wanted to help us. I think he thought he was going somewhere. That's the thing. We went out last night for a walk, hence the mess. Because I had all those parts in, I thought, right, leave it as it is, chuck the dog in. We went for a nice walk yesterday afternoon. That was good. He had a good old run, chased some squirrels up the trees and whatnot, which is his favourite trick. Are these nuts magnetic? Do you know what? I'm going to need to find out, aren't I? Because no point in using a magnet if they're not magnetic. Before I undo that one completely, I'm going to try and wrestle with this electrical connector. How do you pull it out then? Do you push in the top? No, you push in the bottom. No, I see it's one of them, is it? Got to get your fingernail in there. Raw. Like that. And then your other nail in there. Like that. Oh, okay, that's that one. Yeah, bloody. Oh, okay, that's fair enough. It did work. Good job it didn't cut me nails, isn't it? Blah, blah, blah. Right, let's get ready to get that one out. Might need a wet wipe to clear around the bodywork before I put the new lamp back in. Because it's going to be a bit ganky, isn't it? Ooh. And there we go. Look at the state of that old baby. Yeah. So it's just a question of unclipping these pieces, like so, just to take out that. Oh, my orange is flaking off my lamp. Look, I might have a spare in the shed, actually. So that's all good. That's starting to look a little bit on the black side. That one, I might change that. 21 watt, that will be the brake light. 21 watt. 5 watt, that'll be the tail light. They've all gone pretty black, haven't they? Just old age, isn't it? Actually, that's a stop and tail light. And one of the... Oh no, the element is okay in there. Come on, camera. The element is okay, you can see that there, so that's good. Push and twist. They only go in one way. One pin's down the bottom and one pin's up the top, so you can only put these in one way round. Okay, in and push. No, not that way. Let's try that way. In and push. There you go. Right, so give it a bit of a clean. That's not bad. All hunky dory. Now I just need to get my wet wipe in here and just clean up all of this crud. Just tidy it up. Right, let's do it and whack in the new replacement. Actually, let's have a quick look side by side. Probably go too far. Oh, it's got a shit on it now, hasn't it? Look at that. What a difference. Just lets it down, doesn't it? I'm gonna skip this. I'm gonna keep the gasket. That'll come in handy. I'm gonna put that in a vacuum bag because oxygen degrades everything, including rubber and gaskets and sponge and stuff like that. So that's going to go and have a good clean vacuum bag loft. So that'll be good for years to come. And you've got these little grommets on there as well. Little rubber washers. Yeah, I might just have a look on here quickly. Oh, there, those two are okay. Right, 10-second job. Let's get that cleaned and whack back in. Super duper wet wipes. And again, we got that discoloration. Can't really see it on camera. It's really bizarre. It's like, oh crikey, what's it called? It's that stuff there. It's like a hard water lime sort of thing. Unseen to the naked eye. Let's just get rid of all that crap. See, it's weight reduction, isn't it? See, more less weight, more speed. I don't know. It's just nice to have your nooks and crannies all clean, isn't it? Clean that up best I can. Beautiful. That is better. Do you know what? I'm tempted to get the old Brasso out, actually, because Brasso's good on this sort of stuff, to get these watermarks off. Yeah, thank you for that top tip of using Brasso to get all these nicky-nacky marks off of your paintwork as best you can. I'm going to go around the whole car, not today, with the Brasso, and if these four-wheel arches, I can't get them to how I want them, I'm just going to take all four off and just spray them. I might do them black, actually. Yeah, gives it a little bit of thing. Perhaps tint the windows. I don't know. It's a work van. Easy. What are you on about? Okay, let's slip a dipper at that in there. Don't drop it on the floor. Don't drop it on the floor. There you go. Those new gaskets need pulling in, and that will close that gap off when I do the nuts up. It's looking better already, isn't it? Okay, when you're doing these nuts back up, you don't need to really get any sort of torque on there at all. Just snug them up, because if you tighten them too tight, the plastic surround will cut into that rubber seal and do more harm than good. So just snug them up. Yeah, that's nice. It's got a nice angle on there. Nice thingy. Right, those lamps, because I need to do some changing of lamps. Flipping heck. Come on, Audi, give it up. Look at all this stuff, look. Okay, that should be a 1221. Is it a 1221? Yes, it is a 1221. I don't know. Here's a nice one. Bloody hellfire. Got brake cleaner squirting everywhere. Right, let's pop that back in. Oh yeah, those are slightly offset. Look, see? One's there, one's sort of 10 to 2, isn't it? So you can't put the wrong lamp in. It's a bit sort of foolproof, isn't it? If you push in and twist clockwise, that's in doing its job. Right, the stop tail light that's gone black, that should be a 1221 and a 125. Yeah, 1221 and 125. Well, I'm going to put that back in there because it still works. I should just throw it away easy. What we got there? There we go. Double element. 1221 and 125. The 5 watt is the tail light, and the 21 watt, which means it's a brighter light, will be for the brake. Like I say, they're parallel, those two pins, but they're stepped. One up, one down. See if I can get that right in there. Let's have a quick look. Right, I think that's the down one. Push and twist, that's it, he's in there. This is looking a bit tired, that's all gone black. See the blackness on there? I have so many lamps, it is ridiculous. All types of lamps. 1221. Okay, that is a normal pins parallel opposite each other there. No specific specialness to that. Is that in? Yeah, that's in. And finally, this top one, that's going to be the same. It's going to be a 1221. Yeah, 12 volt, 21 watt. Let's pop that down there. What we got here? 1221, brand spanking. And we'll pop that in there, push and twist. That's better, isn't it? Right, that can go back in the car. Dee-dee-dee. So that just goes behind that wiring loom, obviously. Put the lamp heads in, make sure they're in and not catching, and just clip that back in. Clip that back in to make sure it's all nice and snug and not going to fall out. And then reattach the wiring harness, and that's job done, isn't it? I'll get those checked out in a sec with Caroline's help. And I think I'm just going to change both of them. Yeah, right, okay. Well, you don't need to see any more of that. I'll go and do that knob in a minute, because that just as a final part, if you've never done one of these before, guys, if you need to change a lamp because the police have told you the lamp's out, this can be a little bit tricky to get back in. These little fingers, see the 4 fingers on there? They go in these 4 little grooves, but they have to be in sort of horizontal like that. Clip that in, and then you can go vertical. Okay, just wanted to test out those rear lights, and I found out something else as well, but they don't work without the key in the ignition. And my bulb warning light is on. That's great, because it actually works. That sensor, or that part of the electrical system works. Right, so let's put on fog lights. So we'll go round to main light and then pull out, and we should have a bleep. Right, yeah, no bulbs, no bulbs. Nothing's going to work actually, because I've got them unplugged.
And there's a good reason for that, is because that plug has 6 cables in it. This plug only has 5 in it. There is a pin missing, like so. Now I'm guessing that's fog light, because when I remove this, look, there's no lamp in it. There's no lamp in there for this top piece. Now I can reinstate that by running a cable from there, which would be, which one is it? Blue, red, one next to the red. This green and black, that pin there, that is in there. You have all 6 pins in there. So I could run a cable from there into there, and that will then energize this plug hole where I can put a fog lamp bulb in it. Oh dear. So I just thought I'd show you that. Let's just plug that back in now. We should have fog light on. There we go, fog light, tail light. Would it be nice to have 2 fog lights working? Let's just plug that in there just to confirm that that green cable is the fog light. Which way round does that go? It can only go one way. There we go, curved side down. Curved side down, let's just pop that in there. Yeah, we've just got the tail light working there, look. No foggy light. So I'm actually going to run another cable in there and get that fog light working. It would be better, wouldn't it, with 2 fog lights working? You know, in the distance, if it's a really foggy day, you only see 1 fog light. If it's really bad, pea soup, it could be just a motorcycle, couldn't it? But if you've got 2 going, you know it's a car. Yeah, I'm going to do that. That's another little mod upgrade, isn't it? If I shouldn't do that, guys, blooper thing down below, and we will go from there and see. Oh, look how black that lamp is. I think that, well, they're both really black. So I can increase the brightness of my tail light by putting in a new crystal clear, brand new lamp. That indicator one is absolutely fine. That's beautiful. So I'm going to undo that and get new lamps put in, and another cable. Cool. There is one way of testing, obviously, if I wanted to, and that is to simply unplug that at the easy way, and I can put my probe in terminal 3 along here. 1, 2, 3. I can put my positive probe in there, and I could touch the bodywork, which is negative, and when I put the fog lights on, it should turn on that cable, that one there. So that's what I'm going to do. Up here for thinking, down there for dancing, probably. Don't know. Let's do it. Let's just get some extra lightage going. Right, I've just checked with regs about rear fog lights, and nearly all cars just have 1. They do comment that you can have 2, but they must be like a matching pair, so the same sort of distance apart and height and that from the ground on the back of the car, and must be of the same brightage. So yeah, I'm quite happy to go ahead and reinstate or modify my near side rear lamp, passenger side rear lamp in the UK to double fog lights. I think it's just an improvement, and it's not too difficult, I wouldn't have thought, to do. The only difficulty I would have is probably trying to find another pin to go in there, but I might just modify it in a different way, which would mean going in through that little gap there and soldering onto that leg there. Now that leg, if you follow it down, is 1, 2, number 3. There it goes there. Goes down to the tip of the lamp, the little lead blob on the end of the lamp, and these, obviously this main run here is the neutral negative, running to all the other lamps as well, because every sort of electrical appliance needs a live and neutral, positive and negative, and that's the laws of electrochemy, probably. I invented it, you know. Nuts. Comments down below what you think of my modification. I hope it helps somebody out, I don't know. But yeah, let's just crack on. Right, I've managed to find some cable, and I've very crudely soldered on to that board there with that. What I'm going to do this end is I'm going to put some brown sleeving over this earth cable. I know it's an earth cable. When you put brown tape on any not brown coloured cable, it denotes that it will become live at some point in the future. Right, so that should just clip back in there. Get out the way plug. He's not playing ball, man. Right, you stay there, Mr. Plug. That should slip into there. Perhaps not. We have a blanking hole. Let's twist that blanking hole out of there. Try not to let it drop inside, because that would be a shame. There we go. That clips in nicely. That clips in nicely. And there we have our cable ready to thread down along through here, up the other side, and then into there, and then tap into that green and black trace cable there. And when we put it all back together, we should have 2 fog lights. Let's see. Okay, to save taking all of this panel off, what I've done there is simply just pulled off this weather strip off there, so it gives me access to this area under there. Oops, sorry, do beg your pardon. And I managed to poke that down in there. It's all sort of filler and not filler, polystyrene type stuff, and it came up through here like that. It didn't just come out the hole. I had to use the other end of my drum. I created a hook on the end of there, and I simply put the hook in there and hook this cable out. So now I can pull that cable through there without too much effort, like so. Let's go down a bit. I need 2 hands for this, because you need to feed that whilst you pull that, otherwise it will snag on the bodywork, and we don't want anything cutting into our little cable. Then it will go along there and pop back up into there. Right, let's crack on. That took literally a matter of seconds. What I did when I got it out here, properly fed in, it's nice and tidy there. Look, you can just see that tiny little bit of cable there. I literally just poked the cable through and it just fell out through here, so that's all good. Pop that weather seal back on there, that weather strip. Incidentally, guys, if your rubber's going a bit sticky because it's old, the best thing to put on that to stop it deteriorating anymore is gelatin. Go to any place that sells like food colouring, things like that, you'll find a little pot of gelatin. Give that a rub all around your rubber seals and no doors will stick, I guarantee it. Okay, right, let's do a connection this end and then test these dual fog lights. After me. Okay, rewind. It's not the green with a black trace, it is the grey, big grey with a white trace. I put my tester on just before I wired it in, just to double check, and the green and black trace cable was dead when the fog lights went on. So I tried the other prongs, and lo and behold, grey with the white stripe on it, that one there, and hey presto, I think I've got the right one. Right, let's go and try it. I'm wondering whether the CAN bus is going to go, no, there's extra 21 watts being used on the circuit, what's going on? Don't know, let's find out, shall we? Right, let's do ignition. Is it going to find any dodgy bulbs? Not at the moment. No, right, let's turn the light switch on. Any dodgy bulbs? No. Fog light. Any dodgy bulbs? No. Let's go to the back. What we got here? We have double fog lights. I am really happy with that. It just looks better, doesn't it? So there you go, a little bit of a mod. If you guys want to do that, always have the ignition off. You don't need disconnect the battery whilst you're chopping into them cables if your ignition's off and key is out, because it's all dead then, isn't it? Okay, right, I think that's a win, isn't it? Groovy. Right, I've just done the auxiliary belt, which is never easy, is it? Especially on an Audi A2. Nothing is easy, is it? Right, here's the old one, which is looking rather less than useful, isn't it? So there we are, it's done its time, it's earned its money. You can go into the bin of restoration. Okay, there's my new SKF belt on there. The part number I bought was that one, and now this is for a A2 1.4 TDI 2001 non-air conditioning. Yeah, that's it. If you've got the air conditioning one, your belt's a bit longer because it goes around the air conditioning pump pulley. That's what they sent me initially, and I explained what had happened, and they kindly sent me this one, and I got to send the other one back. So there we are. Now, how did you get the tensioner off, Peter? Well, there's the tensioner here, okay, and at the bottom of the tensioner there is a 15mm alloy casting. Now, yes, alloy. And as soon as you get your spanner on it and start spannering, it either shears, rounds, whatever, and that has a lot of tension there, an awful lot of tension, and it's finger snapping, hand braking tension. So just be bloody careful if you're doing it yourself. So I abandoned that idea after a couple of tries, and I used an Allen key, a Phillips screwdriver, and my super duper American tri-grip mole grippy type things, made in America. So first of all, with the screwdriver, I undid 3 screws. I undid this one, and this one, and the third screw, without my camera going upside down. Can you see it down there? That one I'm pointing to, that one, and then you just remove this pipe. And I'll tell you for why you have to remove that pipe is because when you put super duper clamps on that niblet there, you need enough space to pull the handle back. You've literally got to get the handle back to, where are you? Where's my black finger gone? There it is. You've got to get it back to about here, which is an awful lot of, trust me. And when you get it all, when this is out and out the way and everything's sort of, these clips are tied back and all that sort of thing, yeah, you've got to give it beans, and then you get the Allen key and you slide the Allen key through there. There's a little hole in it. See that little hole? And the hole you've got to get it into is in here. So as you imagine, as you pull it back, yeah, it goes, you then slide the Allen key into there and it keeps it tensioned. It keeps it against its spring load, and that is an awful lot of pressure. So just be careful, make it quick. So you literally whip the old belt off the alternator pulley, off the bottom pulley, put it on the bottom pulley first. You can do it from the top just by dropping it down, just sort of jiggle it about, then put it over there and put your clamp back on. I'll show you exactly what I did. Now I had to put it on, obviously, that way round, so I had leverage. If I'd have put it on that way, I've only gone an inch, let you see. So I put it on there. Oops. Never work with kids or animals. Right, put that on there. I give it a proper ka-ching, and then you can, as you can see, you can get a good purchase. Now bear in mind, I've loosened this off now, so it needs to be as tight as you can physically get it. If you're thinking about doing it this way, but that is the way I did it, and it went on. The Allen key went straight in after about 10 minutes of fighting with it. Oh no, straight away. And there we go. So that was after I'd worked out which screws to take out and that little bit of pipe to come off. It all went swimmingly. Now I've got to put these little screws back in and put that drain. Put that drain back in. That goes in here on those 2 little clips that are under this pipe there. See those 2 little clips there? That goes slippy, slippy, clippy, clippy in there like that, and that is the other side drain from the bonnet. That goes down there, and that drain goes down there. Okay, right, let's crack on and do some more. I've been fanning around with the headlights. They are now in situ. That's the ones I picked up yesterday. Here are the old knackered ones. Yeah, there's just no light coming out of there. That's shite. So that's basically scrap, isn't it? But I'm not going to bung them because there's parts on there, and you've got all that gubbins in there as well. These little headlight adjusting motors. These are the little height things. So I will take out that. Do I take these front lenses off? I don't know. I really don't know. I did notice a difference. These are 2003 headlights. These are 2001 headlights. And on the bottom, we have little pins here, little locating pins for these rubbers to go into. And the new ones don't have those, strangely enough. And it's a little bit on the wobbly side. And the rubber does look a bit shite. It's all right on the camera there. But I've got some polishing to do to bring them back round to what they're supposed to be like and get rid of that yellowness. But that's for another day. I am absolutely chuffing knackered now. So what we done today? Fog light modification, front headlights. I've got to put the gear lever on, haven't I? The gear knob. Let's go and do that before I finish up. Whoa, I've lifted the skirt up. Right, let's get this open off. Now I have noticed that the chrome bit on the top there is an excellent nick. On the old one, which isn't leather, and the one, let's just pop that off of there. See, that's in really good condition all the way around, that chrome piece. This one, the chrome is probably was there once upon a time, but it seems to have rubbed off. So I'm wondering if I can jimmy that out and pop that one in there. Let me see what I can do with that. Can't see anything up in that hole there to unclip or whatever. I don't really want to put the plastic knob back on, although the plastic knob is in really good condition. I like my leather one. Goes with the handlebars, doesn't it? You know. So right, I'm going to see if I can jimmy that out of there. It must just sort of pop in somehow without trying not to damage it. I use my plastic tools, not a flat blade screwdriver, because that won't damage the fit and finish, will it? Right, let me go and see if I can pop that out of there, and then we'll do the decent thing and get that in there. Well, the short answer is yes, you can pop that out of there. There we go, and this is the part I need to reapply into there, although it's not easy. But now I've taken it apart, I can see how it went together. You've got those two little bits there, always difficult filming chrome. And you've got those two lugs there, look, with the little hooky bits on it. So technically, that is the orientation of a gear knob. So top, so forward and reverse. So I guess if you put your little thing, because this is all soft as well, this is not leather, which is really tight. So I'm going to have a bit of fun getting that out of there, I reckon. But I'm going to install the thing anyway and try and do it in situ. So yeah, if you put your plastic tool sort of down in the back there and go like that, it should pop out like that one did, and that is lovely. That is super duper, isn't it? Right, let's put our knob in place. Let's just make sure that it's in the right orientation. We have a clip at the front there, hole, and where do the bottom bits go? Don't know. So we've got the 3 pegs there. It must go in one way, mustn't it? So we've got a little foot that sticks up there, and we've got a little foot that sticks up there, and we've got a little sticky up bit there, so that must correspond with something down there. Oh, see, we've got a little indentation there, and we've got a little indentation there and there, so 1 at the back, 2 at the front. Let's have a look. Now that one is considerably more wider than those two. So let's see if these differ down here. That one's a small one, and that's fairly wide ones. Okay, but the way that knob is on there, it's as if it needs to go like that, doesn't it? Just see if that slides down over there. Yes, it does. Good. Okay, do I have a peg at the front? Not quite. There's a peg there, but that's for me turning the base round. Base. Wonder if that will slide round on there. Does this slide round on your knob, lads? I don't know. Right, I'm just going to go for it, I think. I need to do that circlip up first. But then that circlip fixes that handle down tight. Then I should be able to rotate the bottom piece. It's getting a bit technical, isn't it? Let me put you on pause, and I need 2 hands to try and manipulate and figurelate that out. Mr. or Mrs. Audi, me and you are going to have a falling out big time. Why, oh why do you have to meddle? Why do you have to fanny around and do shit differently for each particular model? Wouldn't it be easier just to make one style for all of them? I'll show you what I mean. Yes, that fits on there beautifully. That is absolutely lovely. It clicked into space, changes all the gears, and it all moves around beautifully. I managed to pop that off using my Jimmy. Oh, but look at that. That is an awful lot different than that. To the point where there's the new one that wants to go in, and there's the old one. Why, oh diddly why, oh diddly why. It's still 5-speed. This one's still 5-speed. Just why do that? Why do that? I'm just going to pop that in anyway because I can. Because the clips are big and bad are enough to miss that. Don't really want to bang around with that. But you see what I mean? Why not just have that? The other one on both, on all. It's a bit funny. This feeling inside. I don't know. Anyway, that's that pretty much. I'm going to wrap this video up now. This is what, episode legs 11? Bingo. Look it up, Americans. Right. I've got plenty of things to go in the bin. So I'll be doing that for the next 10 minutes. Thingy. I'm quite happy with that that fog light mod. That's quite good. 2 is better than 1, isn't it? And it's legal as well, so that's fine. Might do the clocks this afternoon after I've had something to peck on. But all in all, time's running out. Patience is running out. Yeah, someone's been in behind these clocks already. So nothing's put back properly. Look, we got bits hanging out there, not that side. This part was all out yesterday. This part was hanging forward, like sort of like that. I've noticed. So yeah, I will be on. If I get into it now, it's going to be another 2 hours, and it's going to go and get me knickers in a twist. And I don't want to get me knickers in a twist. It's Sunday. It's day of the Sabbath. I need to get my arse off to church rather quickly and do a little bit of thanking the Lord and all that kind of jazz. Right. Thank you for watching. Please drop a like if you found this in any way entertaining. This is just how I do things. This isn't a tutorial of how to do things, especially that flipping tensioner for the auxiliary belt. If you're not 1000% sure that your grips are on there properly and that's going to hold, walk away. Just don't attempt it, guys. Take it to a garage. Let them lose the skin off their knuckles. You don't have to do that, okay? And it is a bit of a thing. I'm dog with a bone. I can't let go. I've got to do it. And those grips, I have 100% faith in those American tri-grip pliers, mole grips, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, I do most things. I'm not going to touch the turbo. Like I say, that's a specialist thing. The last thing you want to do is to take a turbo apart. Everything's got to be exactly balanced right inside a turbo because of the prop shaft, if you like. It has 2 fan blades on, one incoming and one outgoing. What it does basically, it spins the exhaust. You put your foot down, the exhaust pumps through the turbo and it drives that fan, and because it's connected on a shaft through to the input side where the air is drawn in, it then rams more air into the engine, therefore more bang for your buck. And that's how a turbocharger basically works. But it's got to be, that shaft rotates at a squillion times a millisecond. So when you're beaning it, so it has to be perfectly balanced. If it's not perfectly balanced, it's just a nightmare. I've never done one before, and I don't intend to start doing it at my age. Leave that to professionals. They do an exchange service. So if you have trouble with your turbo, remove it, remove the EGR valve, give it a good clean in your paraffin or whatever you've got to hand that won't harm aluminium. That's a very good point to put. Yeah, and yeah, exchange it over whilst you do the thing, and you send them off your bad one and they send you a different one that's been refurbished, and yeah, go from there really. And it's an awful lot cheaper than just buying a new turbo, because exchange units, they can then take yours, tear it down and fix that one and get that all ready for the next customer. That's how exchange units work, I think. Right, I've got Mr. Fly. Mr. Fly. Sly, the fly that won't die. Dun, 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 dun. Where's Winston? He would have had him. Well, like I say, guys, take care. See you again next time in episode 12, probably. Right, yeah, be good. Love each other. Not literally. All right, take it easy. Just before I go, guys, don't forget to get in there. Get this foamy piece out of there. Don't be afraid of it. It won't snap, or it might tear, but I've been lucky so far. Look at all that crap in there, seriously. And get some spray onto this aluminium. Look how furry that is. Why isn't it focusing? Get some, soak that in spray. It's being eaten away as we speak. Get right in there, spray right down in there, and sort it out, because that will keep rotting away. And one day your wing mirror will fall off and you'll wonder why. Okay, see you later.